Hi everybody. Well, this is a little talk about Artik Cloud and the Internet of Things. Um, it's like a bit introduction, and we are going also to see some working stuff. So, the first thing we need is the Internet of Things. What is it? Internet of Things is use internet connect to something. It's like you can connect any device, any stuff, maybe even no say a toothbrush or something like that, and you can collect data from it, send it to the internet, or maybe receive some data from the internet and act in consequence to that. An Artik Cloud, but what is Artik Cloud? Artik Cloud is an open data exchange platform for the Internet of Things. Um, like the philosophy or the main headline of this is make connections, not silos. This is because most of the platforms or the devices connects to an independent like service. For example, maybe some bulbs can connect just to their own service, but they don't know about any other device. The philosophy of ArtikCloud is try to connect any device with any other thing. Maybe it's a device, maybe it's another cloud, maybe it's a service, anything. So how it works? First, you have a device. Your device connects to Artik Cloud, and Artik Cloud can store the data and also can send something to another service or to another device. As a developer, what do you need to get this working? So, well, the first thing we need is a device with code, but maybe you can just code something and try it, assuming you have like a virtual device or something in your imagination. Um, and also, you have to create a device type in Artik Cloud and add a manifest to it. Well, in Artik Cloud, a device type is like the way you present a device, so the entire world can know that that device actually exists. And the manifest is which data we'll receive and in which format we'll receive it. As a user, like the developer is the guy who actually creates the device, like the physical device, and the user is the guy who is going to use it. Not create, use it. So this user will need your device or your code, like a copy or maybe another one, and has to connect it to Artik Cloud. This is made by the specific user portal, so you can turn your device and enjoy your functionalities. So I have my device now, and what can I do with that? So if you just connect a device, well, why I need a connected device? Why I need that? For example, with ArtikCloud, you can view your live or historical data. This is like review on the data that has been collected in the past, or you can even see the data that is like getting the device right now. Also, you can create rules. You can, for example, say that if you have an alarm, you can trigger some stuff. For example, send an email or maybe close the doors or send I know, you can do anything. This is for, the rules can be executed by a device or by a device, only that, but they can trigger something on a device or maybe send an email or request a web page, like hit an endpoint. Now this is the end of the presentation. Let's move to see some action here. For this example, I create a device. You can see it here. This is a Raspberry Pi. For this specific section, you have to look at this part, which is just a LED connected, representing maybe a light, and use a button. So this is the enter of data. This LED is like the I know the way we can know that the push button is actually working is directly connected to it. Let me make it closer. So for the code, there are like several forms of connect to Artik Cloud. The main I remember is through simple requests API, like endpoints, normal endpoints. And there is also the L2 MVM, Lightwave machine-to-machine protocol. And there is WebSocket, which I think is like, well, for me as a front end is more usable, digestible. I used that, so it's easier for me. As you can see, the code is not very large. It's less than 100 lines. The main thing here is like you connect to, well, you create the WebSocket connection. So the platform can know that this connection is for this specific device. And here is the event when a message is received. When there is an action, I call this function to execute an action. In this example, the action will be toggle, delete, set on or set off. And that's it for this part. So this is the physical phase. Let's go to what needs ArtikCloud to work this. You will need to enter to developer.artik.cloud login. I already have an account, so I will not make the process of create the account.
I'm sorry, Braulio, are you sharing something?
Yes, I'm sharing something.
I don't see anything. Let me check here.
Yeah, it's any one of the other guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
You can see it really well.
So Rosie is the one with the problem.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Braulio. Thank you.
Maybe try refreshing the page. That sometimes works.
Thank you.
So you can go to device type section. This is where you can see the device types that you have created. So let's go to create a new one. This is going to be like simple in out. You have the option to create a unique name. Well, it's not an option, it's mandatory. Simple in out. Like when you create an application for the App Store or Google Play Store. And create a manifest. Without a manifest, your device is useless. So in this case, our field, which is the data that the device can collect, will be the button state. I can say here that this button is Boolean. A description is like the status of the button. Now we have to describe the actions. You can create a device without actions or without fields, but it must be at least one of them. The actions, we say that one was toggle. It is labeled as standard toggle because it's something that is already created, so it's given by the platform, so you can easily add it without fill anything else. Set off and set on. You can also create something that is not here, like something else. This is use show, and you can save it. Doesn't matter. And you can also add parameters. Parameters are like, well, for this tool setup, you don't need anything. It's just an action. Just do it, and that's it. But for example, if this is walk, maybe a parameter could be the distance, and you have it. So when you send the action to walk, you have also sent the parameter which is distance to maybe if it is about, you can say walk like 5 meters and stop. Here you have just to review your what you entered previously and activate the manifest. So at this point, you have created your device type. In order to, oh, damn. It's not here. Ooh, oh, yeah. So if anyone want to use this device, he has to go to my.artik.cloud, which is the user portal. So enter two devices and connect a new device. This one was simple in and out. Device, and that's it. This should appear. Which one was the name? Simple in and out. Yeah. To have this working, you have to well, in our previous code, you have to specify which is the device and add a token to it, so no one can send data if they don't know the token. We're going to change this. The device ID, this one, the ID, and the token you are going to use to generate a new token. And here. With this, the device is able to connect to ArtikCloud. This is the address for the WebSocket of ArtikCloud. The token and device ID is the configuration that we need here. So let's do it. Our device is going to connect. There it is. This first message means that the registration process, this one, has been succeed. You can see that the WebSocket is like open. ArtikCloud sends like in some intervals ping, just to know if the device is still there. And right now we are going to test it with Postman. So this is using the API. So I'm going to send the action toggle. My token is not valid, so let me find another token. Well, we can use the token of the application. Well, the device is this one. Here. Oh. I also forgot to update the device type, device ID. This is in the body, device ID. Here. So the message has been sent. Here it is. The device has received the message and execute the action. So you can see this little guy that is like on. So if I send the message again, the device is off. Why do you need this? Because a simple thing. Uh, Usually the devices are in a like local network, which are behind a domestic router and probably behind a firewall. So you cannot connect directly to the device. So you need like a broker or a person in the middle. So the device can connect to that server and you can connect to that server. So uh, that's enable the communication between both. Um, Also, let me show you. Here in your user portal, you can enter to your data. Here it is. Just let me find my device. This one, enable it. It's right here. So I'm going to push this button. We should see some data right here. This. No, no se vaya. So here's like the historical data. This is something that I'd send in the morning, which is not for this device. So let me remove everything. Yeah, this is like the knowledge that the message has been sent. But maybe what I'm missing is something in my code. So the field is button state, and the field that I'm sending here is message pin listener. Here is button. That is why we are not seeing it. This is the importance of the manifest. So let me change this. The field name was wrong, so let's start again. Oh, there it is. This specific chart is for Boolean values or anything that is not numeric. If the value is numeric, you can see something like in the presentation. For example, like this. I know the name of the chart, linear chart, I guess. Or maybe a bar chart and scatter chart. Now, for the presentation of rules, let me show you that there is another device here. Well, actually, it's the same device, it's a Raspberry Pi, but it's a different service. Let me plug it to it. You can see this like a nice lamp for the desk, which is just like, I know, it's something recycled. Well, this device was already created, so I can show you right here the action. I can send this color. This is when a device has, well, when an action has parameters. Again, the authorization. Let me find the token, the right token. My token is right here. So for example, you can send another color, of course, or I can set it off. I can set it on, and that's funny. So let me change the color to another one, more pink. How's pink? I guess it's something, yeah, something like that. That's not looks so pink. Mhm. Oh, I forgot to update the action name. It was set color RGB. More pink. Oh, it's more green. Almost white. That there's pink. So the colors are changed. That is because of a bad coding. But well, you can get the how it's going right here. And the manifest for this, you can see it here. I have use state, just for fun. The actions, set color, which has a parameter which is color. This parameter has like some values, blue, green, and red. There is set level, set off, set on, and toggle. Toggle is like if it is on, turn it off. If it is off, turn it on. So with this, we are going to show the rule engine. Let me turn this off. So we are going to go for rules. I'm going to create a new rule. So if it was simple in and out, on state is equal to true. Then my IoT light, night light, set RGB, 25, 70. This is my action. I can define some description. It is autofill like by default. So right now, if I push this button, and those are two different devices. We can see here this is device 1, this is device 2. I'm going to turn this off. So device 1 receives the button, device 2 receives the action to turn it on. And that's the fabulous word. So for example, I said previously that you can send an email. You can say again if the simple in and out is true. Then send an email to me with the subject somebody has pressed your button. Open the door. Imagine that this button is like at your door. So we save the rule and the little lady can push the button. Yeah. So I should receive an email. Let me should be a notification somewhere. Here's my email. Open the door. Ah. And that's it for me. Are there any questions? No. Which questions?
About your installation?
Yep.
Is there any reason why you put this card? That black?
And yes, because the camera can see it better. Because if I don't have this,
Okay.
and if you want to see my lamp, it's just a strip of LEDs. Say this, so I can push. You're welcome. Any other question?
Yes, about the tokens. I saw you have to change the token. I don't know how often. If you use, let's say, some alarm in your house and you have some software for it and you register your alarm into Artik Cloud, how often do you need to change the token, or it auto use the same token all the time, or what about that?
Yeah, for the simple implementation, which is what I used today, it's the token is refreshed whenever you request another one. So for example, I request this token. If I don't revoke the token, it will live forever.
Oh, perfect.
This doesn't have any expiration date.
No, because it's the one that you are going to enter into your device. If you want, you can revoke it right now. There is no token anymore. The connection has been closed. And it says no registered device.
And this is free. This is free, or we have to pay for using the Artik Cloud?
If you want to play with it, it is free. If you want to make money with it, you have to pay for it.
How much?
I don't know. So, well, I have a device which is like the greatest package is about $5. Yeah, $6 per month per device.
Oh, but only one payment
Per month per device.
Okay.
So you as a developer create a device type, but for every user that uses your device, you have to pay $6 in the biggest package. The packages are limited about the amount of message that can send. The free one, it's unlimited. You can have any amount of devices, but you can just send 150 messages every 10 minutes. The biggest package, you can send 100,000 messages in 1 second. So it's, yeah. And the packages has a retention period, which is the time that the data will live on the server. So you can review it here. Here. So in this free plan, in 3 months from now, I will not going to see my data. It's just like this span time. There are different amount of time. You can see in the biggest package, the amount is just 1 minute because it is focused onto a lot of message. So if you add, if a message is, for example, 1 kilobyte, you will have like 100 megabytes per second. So in a month will be a big amount of gigabytes. That's the way of this value. If you want to have something that is not specified here, you can contact directly to the sales guys and tell him, hey, I want a million of messages. So perfect. You are going to pay this, and you're free to do whatever you want. Oh, perfect. Also, all the plans has an amount of devices that are free. For the hobbies, is unlimited. If you change to a startup, you have 10 free devices, and after that, like for the device 11, you will pay like 75 cents per device. This is a configuration right here. Oh, well, also, my device is hobbyist and also is private. Yeah, it's private. So only my account can see this device. I cannot share with anyone. So, for example, I can go here and change the device plan to the growth, which is more expensive. And since I'm the only one that is going to see this device, I'm sure that there will be just one device, so I'll never be charged for this. About the tokens, there is also another configuration which is more secure. It's like sharing like PEMs or shared keys, which is a file. It's a little bit more complex to implement, but it also exists. So if the token is not enough for you, you can go for that another approach. I guess the key sent to the server is refreshed like I don't know 5 seconds or something like that. So it is the connection more secure. Also, all the connections are made over HTTPS, and in this case, the WebSocket with SSL. So your data is like enclosed, and inside the server, no one can see it, just you.
Have you done something for production?
This production?
But for user more than...
No.
No? Okay.
If you want a lamp, I can sell you one.
Yes, probably you could buy it. Thank you.
Another question?
That is used in Samsung, right? Or no? Yeah, it's created by Samsung, but it's used for Samsung too.
I guess yes. There is a division called SmartThings, which is about IoT, and they can like use our platform. I said they can use it because their devices was created before Artik Cloud, so it's no, they don't born with that, but they can use it. Also, our principal client right now is Legrand, which is something like Vitochino for us. We are in Mexico. It's a big company which makes it's like grand ethical stuff. And they just launched like a new collection of connected devices, and all of them uses ArtikCloud to connect. Yeah. Internet is not very good, or their page is not good. Yeah. Ho, 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 ho. Another question?
I have a question.
Okay.
Samsung Artik Cloud has some kind of documentation or something like that.
Of course, it's covered. Here there is the main portal, which is for users and has all the marketing stuff. And this one is for developers, of course. And here you can see the documentation. It's right here. It has a hello world and the API reference, anything you need to start using ArtikCloud. And here are the protocols: REST, WebSocket, MQTT, and QAP. QAP is the one for lightwave machine-to-machine connections. I use WebSockets. I said before because of the facility, since I'm a front-end developer, but also because it's the recommended protocol for a device like this, which is plugged into the electrical network, so the battery is not a problem, and also is wired by network cable. So also the connection is very stable. It's right here. So for these devices that are stable and you don't care about the amount of data that they send and that stuff, the recommended is WebSocket. It's not recommended by Artik Cloud, but the guys involved on this IoT stuff. So it's not something that Samsung says. It's said by the community. Yep.
What about the community? Is huge? Is small?
I guess it's not that huge, but it's in growth. There are some guys, like important guys of Hacker.io, I guess. Started. Well, Artik Cloud is like the platform, but there is also some modules like Arduino and that stuff. These guys used them, and also there have been like hackathons and that stuff to grow the community and also create some like these instructions, step-by-step guides to use it. There's a search here. Artik Cloud. 64 projects for Artik Cloud. 55. Well, there are several projects where you can like get inspiration.
And have you found enough questions and answers about these kind of things beside of the official documentation? For instance, like a Stack Overflow and other sites, that kind of website that can help you.
Well, actually, I didn't like need it yet. What I did was just simple, so it doesn't need very much information that is in the documentation. But I know there is a forum where you can request information. The community can answer that, and also there are people from Artik Cloud which respond the answers from them.
What is the minimum knowledge that you recommend to start with this kind of projects?
You have to know how to program. It's good to have some electrical knowledge if you are going to create something physical. That's it.
That is going to be basic things about electrical things, or it has to be a specialized knowledge?
No, it's very basic. You use how to turn on a LED or use resistors and just how to not burn the things.
Well, okay, thank you.
More questions?
Nope.
So thank you very much, guys. If you have any other question or inquiry or something, you can reach me. Well, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Braulio.
Thank you, Braulio.
Vamos arriba.